then there's failures along the way, which is I embrace failure because for every failure, you're learning something new and it just makes you become better at what you're doing down the road in the long run as well.
Hello, everyone. I am Melissa Forziat of Take the Doughnut, here to help you get inspiration and get donuts. I'm a motivational keynote speaker, and today I am bringing you a really fun Take the Doughnut interview with Cindy Sisson, who is the Executive Director of Women in Motorsports North America. Welcome, Cindy.
Thank you. Such an honor to be with you here today and had my donut this morning and my Dunkin' Donut tea. So we're good to go.
You're ready to, you're celebrating in style for your Take the Doughnut interview. I'm so excited. Well, with that in mind, I have to ask, what's your favorite donut? Maybe what did you have today?
I love chocolate eclairs. That's kind of a donut, but I like the squishy stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
But the sprinkles behind you, why I love that picture is that's Women in Motorsports. If you look at our logo up on the screen, it's those are WIMNA donuts that you have behind you. So that's pretty cool. WIMNA is short for Women in Motorsports North America.
That's so true, right? We have almost the same exact that somewhere in this donut behind me is exactly that color. It's so good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I love it. But yeah, you are a woman who likes some filling in a donut. That's wonderful.
Always like filling in a donut.
Take from that what you will. So I
Yeah.
said just a little bit about you up front, but tell us more about yourself. What should we know about you?
Oh my gosh. Been very blessed. We're both from Southern California area, if you will, but grew up thinking I was going to be in sports by virtue of being an athlete, and that was curtailed through an accident that I had, and but did go on. Working for the 1984 Olympics, working for the Ladies Professional Golf Association. Very proud to say I created the Solheim Cup, which still exists today. And during the time of the LPGA, there was a huge movement of trying to change the way the golf industry perceived women in golf and created a summit that did a lot of legacy work, which is kind of leads into what I'm doing now. Was very proud to be the owner of the U.S. Postal Service cycling team, managing director of the team. Oddly, had a congressional appointment to run a program called Hop Sports, which was really timely around the time of childhood obesity. And then today, I am focused on women in automotive, women in motorsports. I love to share that I've done over 400 women test driving Ferraris and teaching them, empowering that they can drive those really fancy cars as well.
Wow. I mean, it's such an array of things, but actually it all kind of hovers around the same area in a way. So I think it's inspiring for people to hear that in terms of like there's so many different ways you can accomplish the things that are of interest to you. And your career path is such a perfect example of that. For those who have never seen a Take the Donut interview before, let me just reset this for them. So basically, Take the Donut for me is another way to say carpe diem. It's all about going after the things that you want in life. And for me, it starts with this very strange thing that happened in college where I left an actual donut on a table, but it became almost immediately an object lesson for me and what it looks like to leave opportunities behind. So now I want to take the donut instead of leaving it behind. So basically this conversation with you, Cindy, is all about going after what you want in life, but practically speaking, what does that actually look like when we go to do it? So for you, let me ask you this to start with. How are you with going after goals? What is that process like for you?
Well, I'm tenacious. And I'm sorry, am I cutting out?
A little bit, but you know what? We're hanging in there. We're doing okay.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Tenacious, no, anytime I hear no, that means a yes to me. But I want to point out you talked about carpe diem, and in my life, I'm about carpe diem, which means seize the road. So it's a word I often use a lot because we're out there, we're trying to make a difference, and goals are really interesting to me. We do have our challenges, but like I said, if you say no, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to go make that goal happen every single time.
So it's one way or another, this thing is going to get done. And that's, if you set the goal, it's happening. So sometimes when we go after things we want, it's going to take a while. Sometimes it's easy, but sometimes there are really big goals that are going to take time. They're going to take meeting people or skill building. For you, when you have things that are as big as that, what keeps you motivated on the way to getting there?
That's a really good question, Melissa, because I'm one for immediate gratification, but I've learned over time patience is a virtue. So if there's something big that I want, I'm going to take the time. Sometimes I don't take the path of least resistance to get there, but from some reason, most of my goals I succeed at. I have several examples to say of something I might have started 20, 30, 40, well, not 40, I'm not that old. Okay, I'm old. 20 or 30 years ago, but and then there's failures along the way, which is I embrace failure because for every failure, you're learning something new and it just makes you become better at what you're doing down the road in the long run as well.
So well said. And I think your point is well taken that, when you start getting evidence of some of these things that take a little bit, have a longer gestation period, when you see some of those things actually bear fruit, it can give you confidence in some of the stuff that you're doing now that seems like it's taking a while, but we just need to get a little evidence behind us. Um, I often find that when we're going after things we want, challenges come up. And you were just mentioning failures. Failures happen, challenges, obstacles come in our way. So for you, is there a particular brand of challenge that keeps coming up over and over again? Like no matter what kind of goal you have in front of you, you can probably expect this type of challenge to come in your way. What is it?
Yeah, the biggest challenge for me is not learning to say no enough. That's the biggest challenge. I look at everything as an opportunity all the time, and this is something I'm beating myself up about a little bit right now, is that I can't do everything. I'm not superwoman. I can do the best that I can do, but I've got to learn to let go, say no, and also empower others in areas that I can't control. And clearly, I'm a bit of a control freak. I'm being honest and open about that, but that's something I'm definitely trying to change. I don't have to do everything. There are people, you surround yourself around great people, great things happen, and I have to learn to let go of that, even at the age I am, after many, many trials and tribulations.
It's important that you're saying that. I think there's probably a lot of people who can relate to both of those. I think there's a couple different things that you mentioned there, and I can tell a lot of people are going to relate to both of those things. And it's a work in progress. We're all still working on these things. When you think back on your life, what would you say is the biggest donut you've ever taken? And whatever the biggest opportunity you've said yes to, biggest thing you've gone after, personal or professional?
Wow, I would say what I'm doing now with the Women Would Drive Summit, this is our fifth year. 4 years ago, it was an idea. It was an idea on my personal credit card. And the summit is really a game changer in the motorsports industry. I said earlier in the golf industry, I'd created a summit to in that case was to teach the economic value of the women and golfer. In the motorsports world is to teach the golf industry that 52% of the population could actually embrace women and they don't have to be just drivers. The picture behind me is an event at our summit last year on the grid at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That's 400 people there. But when we actually had the summit that started later that day, we had over 650 people there. So the biggest donut for me is every single year that I've done this summit, this is our fifth year, it's more than doubled. And, great sponsorships, great supporters, but this is really what my life destiny is about at this time. I've invested a lot of time in this. So that's my big, big chocolate eclair donut.
And one that clearly impacts a lot of other people, as we can see from the photo behind you. So that's such a beautiful thing. So it probably is the same answer then. I was going to ask what is a donut you're taking right now, what's in progress for you. Is it the same thing?
It is. It's what I do every day. What's what keeps me up at night.
Yeah. Do it during the day and it keeps you up at night. That's a
Yeah.
full-time thing.
Yeah.
Thing.
But the greatest blessing, Melissa, and you have those little donut nuggets, and the little donut nuggets for me are the college girls or women in the industry that said, "Hey, I attended your summit, or I heard you speak, or I was at this event, and because of you, I either got an internship, a mentorship, a job opportunity. I get those a lot, more and more these days, and that's what keeps me going. That's what gets my donut bigger, bigger, and bigger.
It's so beautiful. Well, with that in mind, there may be people who are watching this right now who have a donut of their own that they want to take. Clearly, you've been helping some of those people with what you do day to day, but let's talk to them specifically now. They may have something that they want, and it could still be an idea, or it could be something that they've started moving towards. But let's sprinkle some encouragement. And what would you say to those people?
It's funny. I have not resisted this, and some of my friends are, but I'm totally into Chat GPT. So a lot of my work is writing, and a lot of my work is, putting together panels and speaking engagements. And I've just been plugging this thought in my head into Chat GPT. And what used to take me maybe 6, 8 hours to form something is now taking me 6 to 8 seconds. And I really feel that's a huge game changer in the world right now. I'm embracing it. Yeah, there's some mistakes sometimes, but if you go back and you read it and you make sure you're checking, sorry, that's the biggest win right now is that whole tool that if you're in the business that you have to, look like you know what you're talking about. It's a great, great investment of time because there's no time to use it.
I love that you shared that. I think, so many times people are talking about motivation, but I think in this case, you're talking about like a really practical tool that people can use in all different kinds of ways. People can use this to advance what they're going after in their world. Um, what an interesting and a very timely suggestion to make. Well, so for those who want to find you, for those who want to learn more about your Women with Drive Summit, where can they find you? What links should I put in the description? And feel free to plug your event as well. This will drop in 2025, so we're talking about this year's event. But what should we know?
Well, first of all, I am the biggest, besides ChatGPT, I'm also a lover of LinkedIn. So I use that all the time. I'm voracious use it. Every morning I wake up after I read the Bible or Bible quotes or whatever, I will look at my LinkedIn. And I'm really proud to say if you LinkedIn with me or follow me, then you have access to my network. And that's what it's all about. It's all about giving back. So I think it's, linkedin.com/Cindy Sisson. That would be number one by far and above. Second is Women in Motorsports NA.com. NA stands for North America. So Women in Motorsports NA.com. That would be the same thing for our handles for social media as well. And we are a great tool. If you're looking to advance yourself or even look at a career in motorsports, we have job opportunities, we have, teaching tools, we have sponsorship tools. We have several programs for college age gals that are free to join and to attend. And I would highly recommend looking at that as well. And then finally, our summit, it'll be this December 8th, 9th, and 10th in Indy, a little cold, maybe a little bit of snow, but it leads into what's called the PRI show, Performance Racing Industry Show. There'll be 50, 60,000 people at the PRI show, but our summit this year, we're anticipating 6 to 700 of the biggest names in motorsports. And I don't know, last night was we curated some private screenings of the new Brad Pitt F1 movie, and oh my gosh, my phone is blowing up right now. And what's happening in motorsports because of Drive to Survive, F1 Academy, Formula One, the number of female fan base in all of motorsports is surpassing men by leaps and bounds. So we're seeing a tremendous surge in the industry where 18 to 34-year-old girls not only like to watch the race, but they want careers. And that's right where we are, right in the middle of finding those opportunities for young ladies. We like the men. They're our allies. We encourage them too, but for what we're trying to do, it's been an industry that pretty much has ignored women, and we don't say change that, we're trying to grow the industry.
Wow. And it sounds like there's a lot of progress being made, and you're seeing it through your event as well. If you said it's doubled from where it started in the beginning. So what an exciting time. And as somebody who worked in sport events for so long, but not in motorsports, I think there's sort of a parallel path that you'll see with that side of the industry. So it's pretty cool to see the work that you've been doing. And this is all from rolling up your sleeves and getting it done. But I hope everybody will check out those resources. I'll be sure to put those links in the description for everybody. And if you liked hearing Cindy's story, be sure to like and subscribe on this video. There's so many inspirational interviews still to come. But in the meantime, Cindy, thank you so much for taking a bit of time and sharing your wisdom and your thoughts about going after things in life.
Thanks, Melissa. It's an honor. Honor to
And
be with you.
oh, well, thank you. And to everybody who's watching this, thank you for being here, and go out there, get inspiration and get donuts. Bye, everyone.